kind of a follow-up to everybody's question. How much of the U.S. announcement today was a diplomatic effort versus actually the battlefield capability effort in the months ahead when these 31 tanks can be delivered?
Both. Both. There was a lot of diplomacy that went into the announcements today. And you know, I know we've all been focused on the last few days and things that have been said publicly, but actually, I mean, the effort, the decision you saw today by both Germany and the United States was several weeks in the making through many discussions with the Germans and with our allies and partners. But it also, there's a military component here too, Phil. I mean, I get it. I get, you know, where you're kind of going is that these tanks are not going to get there for many months, and I understand that. But those Leopards won't take quite as long to get there as the Abrams. And we're not wasting the time. I mean, even as we procure these tanks, we're going to be, the Pentagon will very soon start doing the training for Ukrainian tankers, Ukrainian troops that man tanks, so that they can be ready to receive once those tanks are on the battlefield. Another point that's worth making is it's not just about how to operate the Abrams. To Kristen's question, it's how to maintain them, and it's how to have an organic supply chain process, a logistical sustainment process, so that you can keep them maintained and in the fight over the long haul.
Ask one quick thought. We always hear after announcements like this, and you've talked about the progression as the battlefield conditions have changed, the Russian threats of escalation or talking about crossing red lines. Do you feel like those threats at this point are both just par for the course, but also somewhat empty? In the sense that
you mean the Russian threats?
They don't seem to stop anything.
Well, we don't. I mean, look, we don't just take anything for granted when they say it, and we're not dismissive. That said, these tanks are meant to help Ukraine fight effectively on open terrain, to defend their sovereignty and their territory, and to win back territory that the Russians have taken from them. And as the president said, they don't represent an offensive threat to Russia. Do they represent a threat to Russian soldiers? You bet they do, but not to Russian soldiers that are in Ukraine, not to Russia proper.